What is going on, guys? We are here with that 1320 chick, and we're going to be checking out her S550, which is a pretty cool car. It's pretty fast. Yeah, let's have her talk about it, and she can tell you guys about it. She also has a YouTube channel, so I'll leave a link in the description down below for that. And yeah.
Hi guys, how are ya? I'm that 1320 chick. My name is Joe, because no one ever seems to know my name. We're in my 18 right now. It has a 3.0 Whipple on it, LTH headers, and a fuel system, of course, because it's on E85. I did 908 at 154. Two weekends ago when it was 86 out, the DA was horrible. It was almost 3,000, so, well, it's horrible for Michigan. So I'm shooting for the 8s. The car weighs 4,100 pounds with me in it. It's only on 17 pounds boost, making it 950. So I actually bought this car brand new in August of 18. I picked it up and it was completely stock. Did not look like this. It had the red interior, completely just plain silver. I threw the Whipple on it after 3 months. Unfortunately, the bottom end went when I threw the Whipple on it. It didn't even make it through the dyno pass, or it didn't even go through the pulls. And we ended up putting a built bottom end in it because I knew that at some point it was going to turn into a race car anyway. That engine lasted me about a year. We took it back down over the winter of 19 to refresh it. It didn't make it in time for TX2K, and I have actually a spare 3rd gen Coyote, and that's for my husband's car. My husband was like, well, let's try to make it to TX2K. Put the exact same setup on a stock bottom end, and the car actually ran exactly the same. So it did 920s on a stock bottom end as it did on a built bottom end. Now it has my built bottom end back in it, so it's sleeved with manly rods, diamond pistons, and it's been running great. The only issues I've had with the car this year has been it loves popping drive shafts.
2020 things.
Yeah, just 2020 things. And then my trans actually went while I was at TX2K, so I had to wait for parts for a very long time with everything going on with the pandemic, so we got that back together. Then I didn't realize that you have to do the valve body. Had to do the valve body, and then once we did that, it's been fantastic and just keeps getting quicker without touching the tune. So hopefully go back to Michigan. The weather says it's supposed to be 65. Not gonna break my heart that that's actually what it's gonna be like, or have my heart set on that, I mean. So we'll see. Do you care if I get on it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, it feels solid.
You know what's wild is, like, you know, you're going 150 and a quarter mile on the track, and you're like, no big deal, that felt okay. And then when you do it on the street, you're like,
oh yeah,
wow, this thing's fast. It's like Mario Kart when you go over the little doop, and it makes you quick and you see all the tunnel vision.
Exactly. And this is a street car too. I mean, AC, we're driving on the street. I mean, it's not even really that loud, so. I
actually just have the mufflers off right now. I actually V-banded them. I V-banded my stock ones. We took them off just to save what, 10 pounds. And I just never put them back on, but I actually love them because I have the active. So I actually miss them. I love a quiet car because then everybody underestimates me.
Exactly.
But yeah, auto start still, that's a big question. Still has auto start, still has AC. We haven't really pulled a ton of weight. We just did little stuff. We did like the bumper support. We did a K-member. That's a big question too. It drives fine with the K-member. I drive it on the front runners. I work 40 minutes away from work, so I drive it like this all the time. Parachute on the back, bigs. I mean, I shouldn't be driving the Mickey Thompsons that much, but I just get more.
Yep, exactly.
So it's been a blast. Like, everybody says they're scared of these things still, and bottom ends going and transmissions, and honestly, once you just treat the 10 or 80 like it needs to be treated, and do the things that it's supposed to go through, then it's fine.
Yeah, and I mean the 10R80 is like a lot of fun because I think the 6R80, like you need to have like a lot of horsepower for a 6R80 to like feel fun. Otherwise you're just like yep. Where this is like it's violent.
Oh yeah.
You know, it keeps it way in the RPM, you know, power band.
Yep. Yeah, I know a lot of people hate this transmission, but I think now that it's got a lot of the bugs like worked out and a lot of the kinks, it's definitely better. I won't go TH400 on this car for a long time. Like if I'm, you know, 830s, 820s and I'm that close and we're trying to save a ton of weight, then I'll consider it. But I do a lot of streetcar events like Streetcar Takeover and True Street for NMRA, and I see all the TH400 guys on the side of the road.
Yeah, they all overheat.
Yep,
so
they're all overheating, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I think it's fantastic. I think there's nothing to be afraid of. I think I had an issue, and my transmission went after 300 passes. We beat the ever-living hell out of it. Accidentally, because I do a first gear burnout, so I go from sport and then bump it back into drive when I do after to do my pass. And there are so many times I accidentally forgot, and it would just hit the rev limiter. And so I abused this trans, and it lasted a very long time. Not as long as like 6R80 comparisons, but long time for me. Long time for a 10R80. Even Whipple noticed that. They're like, how'd you get your trans to last so long? I'm like,
yeah. And so let's talk about 3.0 Whipple. So you have pretty cool one on here, right?
I do. So I actually got my 3.0 Whipple off of a wrecked 18. My husband and I bought a full donor because we are coyote swapping his SN95. So we put that Whipple on this car, had it gone through, made sure everything was fine, and it's not giving me any issues, knock on wood. Can't have any more 2020 things. And I was 6 rib. I did a 914 on the 6 rib, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go 10, gotta go 10. Finally went 10 rib, and we've been knocking out issues, going through it here and there, and it's been great. It's been fantastic, but it basically makes the exact same power as it did on the 6 rib, just because I haven't wanted to push it yet, and I wanted to make sure the trans was all set before we decided to throw the kitchen sink at it, really.
Yep, exactly.
So I highly recommend the 3.0. It's been fantastic, but if you're looking for a blower that makes any kind of whine, it's definitely not this one.
Yeah, the whine thing is kind of like overrated because whine is really just inefficiency.
Yep.
So that's one thing that like no one gets. They're like, I want it to whine really loud, and I mean it's cool and all, but like
it's
really
like doing a wheelie.
Yeah.
It's awesome and it's sweet to look at, but really a wheelie just means that your front end isn't staying down like it should be.
Exactly.
So, but I've had people message me and be like, here, there's a tube that you can hook up and it'll put sound back into the car, and I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. But I literally have never heard it. I'm hoping maybe when I do the 3, because I have a 3375 upper on the car right now, I'm hoping that maybe I bought a 3.2 and a 3.0, that maybe when I scoot down to a little bit smaller, I'll hear it eventually, but it just runs so good, I can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, not hearing the whine, I mean, you probably don't have very much heat soak issues at all.
No, and that's an awesome thing to bring up too, is the IA2, I've come back and my IA2s are like 70.
That's the biggest thing I noticed between that we have 2 Whipple cars, a 1 VMP car, and the GT500 just stays hot, you know, 130, 150 IAT2, while the Whipple cars, they pull it right down to 100 degrees, like, which in Florida is pretty much ambient, so.
It's definitely a very efficient blower, so if you're looking for stuff like that, like if I had to do a comparison, I have no problems with VMPs, but you know, you have to spin them a lot harder because they are a little bit smaller. So everything that I've had with my Whipple has been fantastic. It's only, you know, like I said, it's only 17 pounds, which I have always been told that that was very low, but I do hear some people say, oh, you think that's low? I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, I think the GT500 comes with what, 9 pounds or 8 pounds stock?
Yeah, the new one.
The new one, yeah. So it's really not that much more in real comparison, especially because I know people that are running 25 to 28 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this car, and to go to the cage, a lot of people told me I was gonna ruin the car and that I was gonna hate it and that it was gonna just kill the drivability, and for me it's fantastic. Like, it really hasn't hurt it. It's not stiffened out a lot, and I'm tall, so everyone said that my head would hit. I mean, I'm not gonna try to risk that or create something that would cause that, but I love it. I definitely drive the hell out of this thing. I mean, just here at Mustang Week, I probably put 350 miles on it. Drives fine. It's on E85. When I race, we go to E90, so ignite red, and go from there. I mean, I've driven it to the track, ran a 9.1, and driven it home.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check out her channel, that 1320 chick, there'll be a card right up there and a link in the description. You can see this car run around and do some races and stuff like that.
Well, hopefully check out my channel and check out my hopefully 8 next weekend. I'm not putting the number out there, like I'm not gonna say I want to run 870s. If it gets to 899 or faster, anything faster than 899 is a plus. So
yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens.
yeah, I appreciate you. Oh, I was gonna say, did they lose it?
No.
So hopefully check my channel out.
What
Phone
the
wants to party.
Oh no. That's the bloopers.
Oh.